if I could have it my way, I would personally shut down all of my accounts on any gambling sites that feel the need to violate the Freewill Act. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, without going too far into it, without sounding like a scratched record, I refuse to depart with my finances in contributing to businesses that violate the free will of both man and woman without their consent. Now, an example of this would be putting a restriction down on somebody's deposit ability, or because they won a handsome amount and you snowflakes of today's generation didn't actually like it one bit. It's nothing more than power grabbing. And why should any of us work, or better yet, team with self-serving, narcissistic, spoiled little brats that abuse their power, or better yet, think they have power, when that's clearly not the case at all. As I've proven time and time again, your power compared to mine is absolutely nothing. And the fact that I can actually pry your power away without even trying too hard, the fact that I can actually, in fact, hurt feelings and emotions within today's society, tells me everything I need to know about each and every one of you living in fantasy land. Despite our struggles, despite our battles, we play fair. We play out of goodwill. So why should you expect any of us to contribute to your business, like I said, when you're fast enough to violate the free will of both man and woman? That's essentially rewarding degenerative, scumbaggish behaviour on your behalf. Not going to happen. You parasitic fools need to realise the error of your ways. That you can't go around doing dirty onto other people, bleeding upon other people, without facing the punishments and consequences to your actions. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to permanently shut my account down on 32 Red as a voice onto those that have actually, in fact, been put through the ringer, just like myself, that daren't even speak up because they lack the strength, along with support group, to do so. Because they fear the consequences when they do. Me, I don't. I love speaking up about the corruption. I love basically exposing the scummish ways that people choose to basically live their life. I love it. And the fact that I can get under everybody else's skin a whole lot much better without breaking a sweat drop, but yet it's proving all the more difficult for them to get under mine, tells me everything I need to know about each and every one of you. If I could have it my way, I would even advise these people that you did dirty in the first place to permanently shut their accounts down, withdraw any winnings, get it banked immediately, and then shut your accounts down. If you're having your free will violated, this goes to anyone, right? If you are having your free will violated, take your winnings, or better yet, take whatever money you've put into their platform out of goodwill, bank it all, and shut your accounts down. They don't even deserve your custom, let alone finance. They're narcissists. They're egotistical for one, they're prideful. And the fact that basically they hate paying out wins, even big wins, because it hurts them, weak. It's childish, pathetic. It is what it is. Me, I love hearing the truth. Regardless to my battles and struggles, personally, I love hearing the truth. I also love the truth, even if it offends me. Why? Because it means where there's offence, there's also growth and evolvement. There's also more knowledge regarding the scummish ways that people choose to live when it comes down to exposing every little sadistic game within their child play book. They'll have no choice but to drop from one's radar after repeatedly getting exposed time and time again. Because it is going to prove too much for them. Why? Because they're living in fantasy, I'm living in reality. Big difference. I'm living in reality, they are living in fantasy. Very big difference. And this is what will make me uniquely different to the vast majority of everybody else that live in fantasy land. Because they have to play dirty, they have to even abuse their own free will to try and violate ours the way that they do, and then excessively laugh and act all joyous about it. Young and naive, and ye shall be condemned. I don't care who you are. Once that high that each and every one of you experience by doing your evil little deeds, your degenerative little acts here, once that comes crashing down to the bottom of the pile, all that awaits each and every one of you, like I said, is the same old pain, suffering, distress, shame, remorse, and only God knows what else. I don't even think for 1 minute that we're going to bail you out. Once it's all said and done, we're going to leave you in the doghouse where you belong as a friendly reminder that you're not above God, you're not above Christ, nor are you above their throne. Like I said, this video is really going to piss a lot of you off, and I don't care. You need to learn to accept the uncomfortable, bittersweet, red-pilled, biblical truth that you can't go around bleeding on others the way that you do, or because you, what's the word I'm looking for, hate the idea of taking accountability and responsibility for one. The fact that you hate the idea of actually healing from your troubles. Like I said, thankfully, I can heal from anything that this world puts me through, time and time again. And this is what pisses people off all the more. Because they will never have what I have. It's all an illusion on their behalf. They're living in fantasy land, like I said. They allow the devil to get inside their heads and convince them that they're winning by living a double-minded, hypocritical, backstabbing, two-faced life, right? Whilst proclaiming, on the other hand, to know God and know Christ. That couldn't be any further from the truth. These fools will never know God. They will never know Christ. If anything, they're only going to get dragged away within the chains that they afflict upon themselves upon Judgment Day. And they're going to get cast into the fiery depths of hell. There's no dancing, no partying, no joking. You know, there's no fun times, no good times down there once it's all said and done. And this is why, like I said, I'm thankful I have the gospel. Because with the gospel, at least, I have everything I could possibly need or want. So why would I want any counterfeits from this world? What, out of some, like, you know, remorse plea? Or better yet, out of some compassionate plea? Get out of here. I don't care who you are. I'd rather offend each and every one of you by speaking up than to take any counterfeits that you have to offer. As a matter of fact, I spit on those counterfeit offers. And I'm not taking them. If anything, you have pushed me too far, and I'm going to use this time to speak up against all of the corruption And I'm not taking any counterfeits that people have to offer me as some form of remote, what's the word? Like I said, repentance plea or compassionate plea or a token of peace or anything to do of the devil. I'm not taking it. I'm going to keep on exposing your scummy little tactics, and I'm going to keep on hurting feelings and emotions within people until you get it. That there's no living two ways. You can't live a degenerative, scumbaggish life by doing people dirty like that, and then expect to reap, what? Blessings, rewards, fruits? That is not going to happen. I don't care who you are. You are extremely delusional, for one, and the presence of God does not reside within any of you. You are weak. Why? Because you abuse. You abuse anything that was meant for good, and then you have the audacity to keep on crawling back, crying and begging and pleading for that golden opportunity. I don't think so. People are going to learn a valuable life lesson, like I said, that you're not above God, you're not above Christ, you're not above their throne, and this high that you think you have right now, this, excessive laughter and joy and anything else that you get from doing your degenerative little scumbag acts, it's all going to come crashing down. And each and every one of you are going to come off much worse than those of us that you do this to in the first place. That is a given fact. Because like I said, we have everything we could possibly want or need within the gospel. Therefore, why would we want any counterfeits from the wolves of today now? Or because what? They are extremely sorry and they truly want to repair things? Nah, it's all on them. It's nothing more than a power grab, or at least an attempted power grab on their behalf. And even if they are sorry, it's not out of repentance, it's not out of genuinity. It's so that they basically can hook you in one last time and swindle you time and time again. And I'm no longer putting up with it. I am, however, going to put my foot down and say enough's enough. Sooner or later, you were going to have pushed the wrong person too far, and they are going to bite back. And it's going to end up a whole lot bad for those of you involved, like I said, than it is us. That is a given fact. Because you can't go around doing evil and then expect fruits, blessings, and rewards. That right there is delusion on your behalf. God does not reward degenerative, scumbaggish behaviours within people. Nor does he reward, bless, and apply his fruits onto those that choose to violate other people's free will. What, just so that they can get a temporary, fleeting feeling of excessive laughter, joy, and only God knows what else from it? He doesn't reward that. That's the devil talking right there. That's the devil in the detail. And don't even come at me and proclaim to be a child of God when you're clearly not. You know, children of God. Children of God, for real, they would obey by the gospel. They would have no problem in holding themselves accountable and responsible when they are wrong. They would also have no problem in confessing their evil, scummish ways after doing us dirty time and time again. They wouldn't even feel the need to deflect their own baggage, psychological warfare, and only God knows what else. They would own that. And they would go, do you know what? I'm wrong. I royally messed up. And only I can actually, in fact, put it right. That is what would make you, or better yet, any of you, a child of God. But I don't see that in any of you today. All I see is deflection. All I see is childish games. projection. And only God knows what else, and I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. And I'm not buying into this same fantasy like everybody else. You can sell me your dreams, you can do whatever you think is actually in fact going to woo me into your web of lies along with deceit. It is not going to happen. So enjoy, like I said, those temporary victory little wins that you get time and time again. Because sooner or later, they're going to account for nothing when God reveals everything. And he hits you square dead in the face with reality time and time again. You're going to be left raging out and freaking out. Me, on the other hand, that you do this to, and anybody else for that matter, we can heal from the damage. We can heal from anything, like I said, that this world puts us through. Because for one, we don't have to play the games, like I said. We are able to hold ourselves accountable and responsible, unlike these fools. We can admit when we're wrong, when we've backslidden, when we've done something or said something that we know deep down within our conscience and our heart we shouldn't have said. We know. And we have the strength to go, you know what? Yep. Fair enough. Put me on the spot. Can't argue with that. And everything that you have for me is meant for your greater glory. In other words, real Christians are not allergic to the truth, nor are they actually, in fact, allergic to accountability, responsibility. They can even admit when they're wrong. But the vast majority of people today, no. They enjoy the thrill of living like a degenerate, a reprobate, a scumbag, whilst proclaiming, on the other hand, to know God and know Christ. He's just going to basically deny that each and every one of you existed on Judgment Day. And he's going to have his panel drag you away, like I said, to cast you within the fiery depths of hell. Forgiveness is not the equivalent to reconciliation. And this is what people need to learn and take into consideration. That you can't go around and you can't keep doing scummish things the way that you do. You can't keep on abusing your free will by trying to deny and violate ours, and then excessively laugh, rub your hands together and get some temporary fleeting feeling out of it. It's weak. It's childish on your behalf. And like I said, once that high for each and every one of you comes crashing down, what are you really left with? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Not even a sand grain-sized molecule of fruits, blessings, nor rewards. You have nothing to show for it once that high has actually come crashing down, like I said. And you fools, like I said, need to take this into consideration. That you're nothing more than spawns of the devil. I don't know any of you. But yet you go around claiming to know me? Really? You know nothing about me. You might know parts of my past. Illusions of who you think I am. That is about it. But me personally now, as we speak, here, in the flesh, you don't know me. And I don't know any of you. As a matter of fact, I want each and every one of you to depart from me. Because I never knew you. And I will never know you. As a matter of fact, to cut the video short, God himself right now, along with the Son of Man, sat on the right hand side, and their 144,000 going strong, are most definitely looking their heads upon each and every one of you and shaking them in disbelief like, who do these fools think they are? They proclaim to know me, but I genuinely don't know them. They are spawns of the devil. Because real Christians, like I said, wouldn't feel the need to attack us real ones. They're not even real. It's all a facade. It's an image that they've concocted, or better yet, concocted. That's how you pronounce the word. It's fantasy land. On their behalf, even. It is, that's all it is. It's fantasy. Nothing more to it. And I just don't understand, like I said, why people feel the need to play these games. I mean, wouldn't you rather just grow and evolve and enjoy old age, rather than project, deflect, and live like a child all your life? This is what I don't understand about people. It's weak. And if you think for 1 minute that living a childish life, is all fun and games, you really and truly have no idea what's about to await you. You're in for the most rudest awakening that the world has ever been put through. I'm telling you now. And it is going to hit you like a freight train. It's not only going to hit you like a freight train, but it is going to knock the wind out of you. It is going to knock the life out of you. Until you click and actually see the bigger picture from afar. And this is what makes me different to the vast majority. Because the vast majority of people, like I said, they are living in fantasy land. Me, regardless to my own battles and struggles, I'm living in reality. And this is only going to get much worse for them once it's all said and done. Because we play fair, like I said. We play out of goodwill. We even do good by people sometimes, and the thanks we get is absolute disrespect and disgrace. And yet these fools now come back, trying to worm their way in again, kiss my ass and butter me up with the, "Oh, I'm so sorry." Get out of here. I despise your very behaviours. I want you basically disrespect and disgrace me far too many times. I'm going to have reached a point in my life where I no longer take you back. I don't care who you are, and there's no amount of begging and pleading, and there's no amount of game as well as dream selling that you could possibly send or cast my way that would convince me otherwise. I firmly put my foot down. And I'm now basically exposing each and every one of you for the snakes of Satan you truly are. You're nothing more than serpents. Just like Adam and Eve before their fall 6,000 years ago. Nothing more, nothing less. And look what happened to them for disobeying the word. So, people, take your winnings. Take any money that you put into these platforms, like I said, out of goodwill. Bank it immediately. Shut your profiles down. It's the only way these scumbags are only going to learn their lesson, that they can't abuse their power of profession like that by violating the free will of both man and woman, and then expect to butter us up and kiss our ass with, what? Breadcrumbs? See, I know how these fools work and operate. It's nothing more, nothing less. Breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbing. Real people wouldn't feel the need to breadcrumb another real person. They wouldn't even feel the need to play these games in the first place. It's childish. It's weak. Fickle. It means that those of you involved, you don't have a set of balls. You have a vagina. You don't even have a spinal cord supporting your body frame. You have nothing that even resembles a man. That's how see-through and predictable a lot of you are. And again, this goes vice versa for the women. Slightly worded different, because women don't have balls, although spiritually they do. This whole world is messed up. It's messed up. and they always have the audacity to basically try and get me back to come back in it. No, I want no part of it. If anything, I'm thankful that the only thing I have for real is the gospel, that is it, and the Holy Spirit to help heal me, like I said, from any struggles, any battles, and any damages this world puts me through on the regular. That's all I'm thankful for, because everything else, I'm telling you now, pointless. Nothing more than illusions, breadcrumbs, worldly treasures, that is it. I have all of the treasures I could possibly need in the gospel, right down there. End of.